By the way, this is a reaction video, so let's get into this reaction. If I was a musician and I was just getting started, of course I would go into the old YouTube university course.
Awkward.
And I would look for videos that are not very long, not too much overwhelming, because it's already overwhelming what we do. I mean, just getting good with your music, which is the priority, by the way. This is why I make videos on how to mix your vocals, how to do it, how to learn how to do it. And I launched Money Schoo to put everything, premium stuff on one platform, so anybody can actually follow my strategy that I'm using as a musician that doesn't want to be a musician.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm just doing it just to show, just to prove, because I had a lot of friends that wanted to be musicians and they were kind of overwhelmed, they gave up. I don't want people to give up. I don't want you to give up.
Oh, okay.
Put it in one place. But what I was saying is that the majority of the videos are pretty overwhelming. So you want to look for something that is not too much overwhelming. And I will look for somebody that I already know, like the rap coach. Let's see what the rap coach says.
I'm about to give y'all some ultimate sauce. This is my #1 side hustle. Matter of fact, in 2020, I was able to turn this side hustle into a full-time gig, quitting my job and working for myself.
That's a great feeling, man, when you can kind of quit your job to do what you love, what you're obsessed about. Let's see what he says.
The reason I've been able to turn this into a full-time gig,
Shout out to the rap coach, boy.
is just because over the years I've met long-term clients who I still work with.
He said, over the years I've met clients who I'm still working with. So I get the sense that he's going to talk about freelancing, basically using your skill and put a gig on platforms like Fiverr and whatnot to promote your service, to promote your skill. When you have a skill, you can offer it as a service, because not everybody can do what you can. And the same somebody that loves what you do maybe can't do it as well as you do. So go online and look for somebody like a musician or a rapper, whatever your music is about, and look for that as a service, and it's willing to pay. So that's basically what he's going to talk about. So I'm going to finish this video because I get the sense that it's just going to be very freelancing related, which is something nice, but not all musicians want to work with clients, right? As a musician, I love to make my music whatever I feel like. Me, myself, I'm the client. So I don't want to work with somebody that tells me what he needs to serve his needs. So scrolling through, Mary Spender caught my attention. Let's see what she's actually saying.
What's the difference?
Yo, what the fuck, man? I'm watching the video and now the internet connection is not working. Yo. What? All right, we're back.
What's the difference between an extra large pizza and a bass player? The pizza will feed a family of 4. There's hundreds of...
Okay, so that's a huge important part of it. She's saying, hey, look, man, what you need is you being able to support everybody around you with what you do. So you gotta make it big.
of these online. The best jokes often contain kernels of truth. And a hard truth is you don't become a musician to make money. Some do make incredible amounts, but they are very much the exception.
All right, that makes sense.
Don't quit your day job.
Don't quit your day job. That's it, man. That's it. That's it. Do not quit your day job. If you really want to make it and you really have passion for this, you do it at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can have a 9 to 5, come back home and still have energy to do it. Like, give it a try. If you're working at McDonald's or you having a whatever job you got, like, give it a try, bro. Just give it a try and see if you have the energy at the end of the day to still do it. Because if you still have energy, bro, you're on a roll, man. You got what it takes. You got passion, you got love, you got an obsession that keeps you up.
Story
Don't
about
quit your
how
day
I quit
job.
my day job. Hang on, I hear you comment, but bear with me. The type of day job you do on the side, it really matters. Some are extremely draining. Others are what we call light duties. One conversation in 2012 changed the course of my life. I had...
Okay, that makes sense. There are different type of jobs. But remember what I just said earlier. If you got still energy at the end of the day, after your job, man, you're on a road. So don't quit it. Like, just give it a try, right? Just give it a try.
Graduated from my degree in classical music and gone full-time at the IT recruitment consultancy I had been working for part-time over the past 2 years. The part-time work was perfect for me. It was an easy-to-understand business. It was a growing startup, and I learned a lot. I did my work.
Growing startup. Maybe this one was perfect for her because as a musician, you are a startup, man. You're a business yourself. So this was definitely a good experience. Let's see what happened.
My money and went back to studying, practicing, or even the pub. This all changed when I switched from being admin staff to a full-time recruitment consultant. I was told I could be earning really great money if I did well. Very tempting when there are guitars I want to buy. But almost immediately, I was getting into the office at 6:30 a.m. and not leaving until gone 10 p.m. I was expected to make a minimum of 100 phone calls a day to people looking to change.
My
jobs.
goodness, 100 phone calls, man. If you're an independent artist and you call up, like in your local area, you know how to get phone numbers or whatever, and you call 100 people a day, bro. You get fans a lot. You call them up and say, hey, I'm an independent artist. I make music. Would you be interested in checking out my music? Like out the blue, bro. Out the blue, 2 years, you become famous as fuck.
Jobs and businesses looking for staff.
I'm not saying to do it. This is not how you make money off music as a musician, but just food for thought. Like, be careful on the job that you choose and how is it affecting your way of thinking, basically. Because I guess that she's saying what I was doing wasn't really, it was exciting, it was kind of like sexy to me because I get money, I get tools that I want, but then it's gonna fuck me up as for me as being a musician. I guess that's what she's saying.
It was no longer a good day job. We all had quotas to fill with updates sent out twice a day, ranking everyone in the office. You did not want to be at the bottom of that list. I'd be totally exhausted when I got home and not want to do anything other than go to bed. Another thing about it really...
Now this is what I was saying earlier. So she said it was too tiresome. So I once had a job that was so tiresome, but me, myself, being a musician that I am, which is, you know, if you're a rapper, like you're a producer, like you know what I'm talking about. To us, it's different. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I do a lot of music production using softwares, so I can make music really, really fast. If it's 1 o'clock, I can still make it. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on the artist that you are. When I said earlier, if you're a musician and like you're playing guitars and you have a band and you're not the kind of artist that I am, like a modern day artist, when we do all in the softwares and we do production in the software and everything else, like that's a total different game. So about my own tongue, about what I said earlier, you being still able to make music when you're off work. You see what I'm saying?
Me. I had a Twitter account for my music, and the consultancy wanted me to use it to advertise their job vacancies because
It was gonna fuck it up, man.
they wanted real people to be selling the jobs when it wasn't relevant. I always think of it as a real crossroads moment in my life. 2 weeks in, I went to a nearby guitar shop during my lunch, as you do. Chatting with the owner, I decided there and then I was going to quit my job. When I told...
And then that's when you quit. When you know that that's going to fuck you up. If it's fucking you up, if it's in the way of you and your dream, quote unquote, I mean, that's when you gotta quit, bro. That's when you gotta quit.
told him I
Don't
went to
quit your
IT
job,
recruitment.
though.
And he said, but you're a musician. Why aren't you musicianing? He then mapped out a...
You see, that's the conversation that she was talking about in the beginning. If you're a musician, why are you not doing it? You know what I'm saying?
a plan for me. And after years of never thinking I'd be able to make a living from music, because that's what everyone around me told me, he broke it down. quit that job because it's stopping you from pursuing music. Instead, you could teach guitar, piano, singing, or you could play cover gigs.
Try to stay in music. Now, this is a piece of advice that, of course, if you've been watching my videos, you know well, right? That's a system that I used to grow my fan base to 3,000 fans, bro. I'm talking about fans. I'm talking about people that have got emails, that I keep in touch. You know what I'm saying? People that have an emotional connection to me. That's a system, all right? Now, what she's saying is very, very important. Pay attention.
In pubs, you could book weddings, you could busk.
Stay in the niche. Like that isn't a one way, bro, to make music, to make money with your music. There are a bunch of stuff. If you want your music to live forever in the universe, right? You gotta make that happen. And in the beginning, there are things that you gotta do to get that music out and alive. Stay in the music still.
You could be a session musician. But first of all, what money do you have saved? And can you find more generic temp work quickly if you need to? The answer was yes, so I quit. If you define yourself as a musician, even if you're not doing it full time, then it doesn't matter what non-music job you do on the side, but you need time to work on your real craft and all the admin that goes with that. That day job was not working for me at that time in my life where I had few responsibilities or financial demands.
She said the one thing that, man, it's important. Work on your craft. You gotta have your fucking piece of paper with your goal. Get better with music. Get better as a rapper. Get better with lyrics. Get better at hooks. Get better at production. Get better at having an ear for what is good and what is bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, work on your craft. That's very, very important. Like, even 1 hour a day, you gotta tell yourself, I gotta get better, gotta get better, gotta get better, I gotta get better. And then naturally it's gonna happen.
I did not need a high salary. I needed time to work on my songwriting. Obviously, individual circumstances can mean different decisions. If you're young and in your 20s, be wary of accepting a promotion. More money and more responsibility usually means less time for music.
It keeps you away. So don't quit your job, but you gotta have still that connection with what you do. Like, don't let it distract you. Let it be a bridge to get where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's that's what we're talking about so far, right?
But if you're in your 30s or older and have a family, that job might be needed and you might take a route very different to what I did. Whatever you do, you need to find at least some time to practice and write material every day, ideally an hour, maybe more. You need at least one evening during the week to...
I mean, you know, that's too much to me. If you ask me, I mean, if you got that flow of creativity, yeah, you need to still force it sometimes to come it out. But be always, you know what I'm saying, on your toes about that. Because the longer you stay away from your craft, the longer it's going to lose that trust in what you say. You know what I'm saying?
To go to an open mic. At weekends, you could be gigging Friday, Saturday night, maybe Sunday afternoon too. Busking is good too. Make sure you have a card reader and a way for people to find you on social.
Oh, now she say busking. I would never busk, bro. Honestly, I would never do it. But that's a thing called going live. You know what I'm saying? You have a broad audience, right? So I would say that she's going to say also to start getting the internet serious. So this is a very important piece of advice for musician who wants to make money off music. The power of going live is very, very important, bro. To turn on the camera and perform. In one of my latest videos, I start performing, right? So that's not gonna be me not performing in a video. I gotta perform, man. I can't just get, you know, behind the mic or whatever. I gotta perform. Somehow I gotta perform in front of the camera, right? And it's gonna be very, very important because the camera is always much more important than people because of the era we living in today. You know what I'm saying? Where that's where the money's at, right? Streaming and shit like that. So get good at that, man.
Social media. But my advice is hold on as long as you can. Build up cash reserves for emergencies and game plan every eventuality, an unexpected bill, a new amp, whatever. If the numbers look good, consider taking the plunge. Until then, just keep doing.
Taking the plunge. English is not my language, so I don't know what taking the plunge means. But I guess she's got a point.
You might think you find it difficult to balance the demands of a day job with making music or playing in the evenings, but you will find it a whole lot more difficult to be creative when you're staring at your rapidly diminishing bank balance and wondering how on earth you'll pay your rent next month. It takes time to build up a roster of paid gigs, so after quitting that job, I found a better paid 9 to 5 that was much less demanding. I found a circle of other musicians who were working full-time and needed a singer for their paid gigs, and I spent my...
That's another thing. Trying to get musicians. Yeah, trying to get in touch with people and ask how they do it, was working with them. Stay in your niche. One of the pieces of advice that I want to give you today is this. You got to start with people you know, okay? The real money as a musician, you start making it when you turn strangers into fans. What fans means is an emotional connection that happens between you, the artist, delivering your art, music, and the people enjoying it, listening, using it. So, you know what I'm saying? Enjoying it. So to reach that gap, you gotta start, man, with your family, mostly. You know, if you're a rapper, so your mom doesn't really rock with your music, you still gotta introduce your music to her. Right? Your cousins, your friends, your homies come next. And then you got people that do exact same thing that you do. You as a musician, you meet another musician, you start having fun together, and you don't say, as a musician, you don't say to a person, you may express your likings, but you never say, oh, this is, I like this, or I rock with this, or I don't rock with this, because you're colleagues, you know what I'm saying? So you talk about the music, you see it technically, you see it analytically, so the conversation becomes a lot different. So you gotta start with these three, and obviously, when it comes to money, talking to your colleagues will make you a better business person.
My free time booking open mics, cover gigs, weddings, and messaging A&Rs on LinkedIn. I am not a trust fund baby. I have always been very sensible with money, saved as much as I could and spent as little as I could, despite my surname, and never had any credit card debt. My life was very basic, so I could...
She's got a point, man. She's got a point. If you don't, rich as fuck musician, they throw money, they ain't got no money. Imagine you being a little one, like you gotta be very mindful about your spending, all right? Very mindful.
And occasional bar work. And
I talk for experience, bro. I'm really mindful about my spending, especially when I don't have any, right? So the little that I have, I'm really mindful. A lot of people say, well, it's $10, man. What am I gonna do with $10? Well, it's $10 today, my friend. But tomorrow, if you save 10 today and 10 tomorrow, and you do it for 30 days, you got $300. Just saying.
My temp job. Live within your means. Choosing to leave your day job can be like crossing a canyon on a tightrope. Do not do it prematurely and hope everything will work out. Don't take out loans to go full time. Keep working as long as you can. Do something easy that doesn't take over your life, but do something to keep the wolf from the door. Rule 2. Prioritize playing live as much as you can, i.e. get good.
That's what I was saying earlier. That's what I said it earlier, bro. I said it earlier. You gotta get good at performing. Like me, myself, right? I always say to my guys in the school, right? Because I got this school, Music Money School. It's a portal where indie artists to come. They get vocal templates. They get music for free on a monthly basis. They get tips on how to launch their music career, how to get your first 100,000, 2,000, 10,000, 100,000 fans, make money off of it. It's a whole system that I've been using. Not only with music, I do have other niches on the side, but the same system works because it's business, right? And it's business in this modern day era. So, but the performance, I understood that is a thing that I was lacking. I was missing it, bro. In the video, I gotta perform. Like if I'm doing how to sound or how to mix or how to make, I gotta perform. I gotta put my fingers on the keyboard. I gotta rap on the mic. So performing is very important. And obviously, performing live is even better. It's even more important to get good at performing live, either on camera or busking or whatever you want to do, open mics, whatever. But it's very, very important that you get good at this. Live on the phone.
2014, doing 25 dates around the UK supporting a British comedian. I was paid £100 a gig plus expenses. I thought this would kickstart my career. Guess what? It didn't. But thank God, because I was not ready. Around that same time, I got a residency at the famous Royal Navy Volunteer in Bristol from 2014 to 2016, playing marathon 4-hour cover sets, sometimes solo, sometimes as a duo with a drummer, sometimes as a trio. That gig really taught me to play to an audience and song choice. You have nowhere to hide. You have to show up ready to play day in, day out, often to crowds of drunk people who aren't really listening. And I made plenty of sacrifices during this time. I missed out on holidays with friends, meals out, all those little like...
You gotta miss on that, man. You gotta miss on that. Like, I made a beat on Christmas. Like, I made a couple of beats on Christmas. I didn't record, right? Because, you know, family and so I record at home. So sometimes you don't want to feel like kind of going on the mic on a Christmas if family's around you or whatever. That's uncomfortable, bro. That's uncomfortable doing it on a Christmas, you know? It's uncomfortable doing it on a Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? It's uncomfortable doing it on a Saturday evening. But you know what I'm saying? If you gotta do it, you gotta do it, man. Even on Christmas.
Life events that have to be skipped in order to gig. You might have to do the same. I knew music was the only thing I was good at, and I wasn't going to have a career in anything else, so I had to make this work. Playing live is where you become a good musician. I preach how wonderful social media and YouTube has been to showcase my musicianship, but I spent years working on my craft.
So now we're moving on YouTube. Now, you see where I saw, now she definitely has got a fan base and work away. She's got 700 subscribers. She's popping, she's doing it, she's successful. But where did I find on the YouTube? YouTube is a jungle nowadays. It's about, you know what I'm saying? It's survival of the fittest, bro. On YouTube, you gotta be strong, man. You can't be weak on YouTube. You gotta push it, man. And your first enemy is the algorithm, which is basically working for you, but it's still working not for you because he doesn't want a loser to be on the platform. He wants the beast to be on the thing, because that's where she's gonna have fun. That's when the algorithm is gonna have fun. And I say yes because she's a, but you gotta get good at it, man. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, she said, it's very hard to show off music, whatever you use YouTube for, man. YouTube is the. I understand all the other platforms, I love them all, but YouTube is YouTube.
Before that ball started rolling, so put the time in and play live at every opportunity. Rule number 3, learn to sell yourself. Selling merch shows.
Learn to sell yourself. She said, selling merchandise. That's one of the greatest pieces of advice, man, that I can give you today is to have your own platform. Now, the business model that I used, because music, I don't want to be a musician. I don't want to be a famous whatever, right? It's not in me, man. Like I started, that wasn't my idea when I started, right? As I always say in the previous video, man, as far as music goes, man, I made it because what I want to do, man, I couldn't even speak English, man, a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of years, 10 years ago. But the point was, like, I started, speaking English, like, when I was 21, 23, I was actually able to speak good in English. But when it comes to it, like, I know that my business model, it wasn't, being a musician, but you gotta have your own fucking platform, bro. Use a platform to get people in your own platform. That's it, man. You gotta have a website. I go musicin.com and it's gonna be living forever, right? Because the way I set it up, I was like, man, I want to have a platform so independent artists can come, see what the fuck is about. The overwhelm, gone. That's it. You come, you don't know shit. You like music, I can turn you into a genius. How to make music, how to record yourself, how to put it on the internet, how to get strangers, how to turn a stranger into fans. That's what the platform is about. You gotta have your own platform. As a musician, there's no other better way to make money as selling merch, bro. That's it. You put your music on YouTube, you put the link in the description to your merch, which is basically the name of your song on a t-shirt, and you don't need to have your merch in your garage, bro. That's a thing called, what's it called? On demand, right? Merch on demand, bro. Like you put it on a website, and this is, I have a whole training in Music Money School about how to launch a merch store where you don't need to have your own store. Print on demand is called. It's print on demand. It basically means you put your song title on a t-shirt digitally, right? You put it on a website, and when people click from the YouTube, go to the link, go to the store, your mom is gonna buy, your family is gonna buy, your homies is gonna buy, and then your first colleague is gonna buy to support you, and then we're gonna start with strangers into fans. Okay, there's a whole system behind it, but it's the most profitable, you know what I'm saying, way to make money as a musician. Man, bro, do it all the time. Sales wants to sell clothes, man. Like, he used music to sell clothes. Like the advertisement that he had this year is gonna be remembered forever, bro. It was weirdest to the point.
Y'all, this Ye, and it's my commercial. The idea is I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com, and I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen, and I got some shoes, and that's it.
Merch, bro, merch. I got a whole training in Music Money School.
Is still one of the best ways to earn a living as a musician. This might make some people cringe, but you also absolutely need to learn to sell yourself, your newsletter, your social media, your bank account.
Woo! She said newsletter. This is, I knew this video is gonna be different. I knew it, man. Newsletter. Like what I always say all the time, one of the most genius idea that I had when I launched Music Money School, I said, bro, I don't want subscribers. I don't want listeners. I want emails. Yes, of course, I could have taken the phone numbers, but the way I set the thing online, like it wasn't that easy to get the phone numbers to give people a call, right? But emails, bro, emails. If you got an email list of 10,000 people, you're done for life, bro. 10,000 emails, you're done for life as a musician. I'm telling you, bro, emails are crazy. I also have a whole, course about that in musicmoneyschool.com because it's so fucking important. That's the most important thing when it comes to selling online, right? Emails.
300 YouTube subscribers were pretty much all people who'd seen me at cover gigs. So my challenge to you, can you get 5 people to sign up to your newsletter, notifying them?
Yeah. That's a doable challenge. I dare ya, bro. That's 5 emails. Like, come on, man. Like your homies, whatever. You contact people like 10 people a day in a month. You get 5 people that, read your email, right? And by the time you do it for 30 emails, then you say, hey, look, I made this song. I made also a cool t-shirt about it. She's gonna buy. He's gonna buy. They're gonna buy.
Them with your other gigs in the area and how to stream your music online. Can you go to an open mic, play a good show, start on time, finish on time with no fuss, no drama, all your equipment working, and your guitar in tune? Can you warm the audience to you and tell them you have a demo for sale? Start with a tiny
warm people. It means that you get the email somehow, and I teach how to do that in Music Money School or in a YouTube video. Man, if you want a YouTube video about it, put it in the comment section down below and subscribe while you edit if you haven't done so already. But you warn people. When I said 30 emails to then tell them, hey, I got a song and I got a t-shirt about it, that's called worming, right? That's a whole system. That's a whole campaign of emails that you send before you say, hey, I made a song, I made a t-shirt, and increase your conversion rate. People that are going to click and actually buy.
CDs or tapes or USB sticks, the smallest possible run, you need to sell them one by one. Learning to produce a physical product teaches you a wide range of skills. Not only have you got to have a little home recording setup, but you've also designed the artwork yourself, budgeted for producing them, and paid the invoice on time for the printing house. This shows that you have entrepreneurial skills, which you need nowadays.
I mean, that's good stuff. Like, boy, nowadays, like this is very professional. That's a second step. That's a different chapter. Once you have money, once you start paying taxes with your income you make as a musician, doing email marketing, doing internet marketing to turn strangers into fans and actually get paid at the end of the month, then we're gonna have this conversation. For now, Just let it go.
Find them, bring pens, personalize the experience. If you can't do that, then I don't think you're ready to sell yourself as a musician to a wider audience in person or online. Which brings me to my final tip, networking.
Networking, bro. Networking is everything, bro. Networking is everything. Like, I was just a stupid kid when I put my first video out on YouTube, and I already wanted to network. Made a beat with 13 beats, like shout out to 13, because we made a beat back in the 2-3 years ago. It was a banger. I should rap on it actually, but it was a fun experience, man. And I found a dude that wanted to network. People want to network, man. If you're a serious person and you're not just a joker, man, people want to network. You know what I'm saying? So networking is very, very important. You're gonna get information over here, over there. We're about to end this video, but let's see what she says about networking.
Those who work in the industry will tell you all about a certain look in people's eyes that just screams, what can I get from you? Or how can I benefit from this interaction? It is very off-putting. Not every meeting is going to be your big break. Can you genuinely talk to people and introduce yourself without coming across as completely self-involved? Can you listen and ask that
I think we can, like I can. You know what I'm saying? I teach that because I don't even talk about my music. Like, people ask me, hey, you're a musician? Like, when I talk, like, it happens all the time, especially when I go out. I remember it was 5 years ago, I came back to London, story time. I came back to London, and I went to a place where, you know what I'm saying, we go get whatever. And this girl, I was talking to this girl, and she, maybe by the way I was talking or whatever, she's like, hey, are you a rapper? Like, she was telling me, like, not even me saying it, but if you just interact with people, people will get across it, man. Like, you don't need it to say, hey, I got music, can you check it out? No, people will ask you by the way you talk, by the things that you talk, by the people you mention when you talk, right? When I talk, like, there's always a musician in the conversation, right? Because I'm talking, and if I'm talking, I'm interacting with the conversation, it always comes the topic about, you know what I'm saying? So it will come across. So and it goes back to how to sell yourself and how to warn people. Networking, a lot of times it happens. It's true, it happens, bro. But you gotta be able still to come across not as a, hey, oh my God, I see this guy, and this guy always talking about music. No, man, it's just gonna come across naturally.
Some questions.
And they're gonna ask you, yo, where can I check your music, right?
And your music. If someone's met you and you've been an arse, you and your career will suffer. So be a good hang. So are you ready to make money from music? I hope you found my 4 pieces of advice useful.
All right, man. Now she's gonna sponsor DistroKid with the sponsor now of this video, right? DistroKid is a service where you can actually start putting your music on every streaming platform. These are the most important tips, bro. You need to turn strangers into fans. To do that, you need to establish an emotional connection. To do that, there's no better way than email marketing. Now, obviously, you need to give people emails. So how you gonna do that? This is what I teach in Money School. I'll see you in the next one.